These individuals, often from developing countries, are the backbone of Italy's agricultural industry. They toil tirelessly to bring food to our tables, yet their contributions often go unnoticed and unappreciated. Their stories are a stark reminder of the human cost of our insatiable appetite for cheap food. It's time to shine a light on the plight of these invisible laborers. We must acknowledge their humanity and recognize their essential role in feeding our nation. Italy cannot afford to ignore the injustices happening within its borders. Greedy labor brokers, known as caporali, act as intermediaries between farmers and workers. These brokers promise fair wages and decent working conditions, but the reality is far from it. The Italian government has made some efforts to address the issue, but much more needs to be done. Policies need to be implemented and enforced to protect these vulnerable workers. Laws against forced labor and human trafficking need to be strictly enforced. Authorities must take a proactive approach to identify and dismantle these exploitative networks. Inspectors need to be given greater powers to investigate and prosecute those who exploit workers. Regular inspections and surprise visits can help uncover hidden abuses and hold perpetrators accountable. And most importantly, workers need to be empowered to know their rights and to report abuses without fear of retaliation. Education and support from unions and advocacy groups can provide the necessary tools for workers to stand up for themselves and demand fair treatment. Section 4. Isolated and alone, the lack of social support for migrant workers. Italy has a moral obligation to provide support and protection to all those who live and work within its borders, regardless of their immigration status. By ensuring that migrant workers are treated with dignity and respect, Italy can uphold its values of justice and equality. Access to language classes, healthcare, and legal aid is crucial for their well-being and integration. These services can empower migrant workers, helping them to build better lives and contribute positively to their communities.
Creating a welcoming and inclusive environment where migrant workers feel safe and valued is essential for a just and equitable society. By fostering a sense of community and belonging, we can ensure that all individuals, regardless of their background, have the opportunity to thrive.
Section 5. A call for dignity, fair wages and safe working conditions. Every worker deserves to be treated with dignity and respect. Migrant farm workers in Italy are no exception. They deserve fair wages, safe working conditions and the same rights and protections as any other worker in the country.
Ensuring their well-being is not just a matter of social justice. It is also essential for the sustainability of the agricultural industry. Fair wages would allow workers to provide for themselves and their families back home. It would also reduce their dependence on exploitative labor brokers and empower them to negotiate better working conditions.
Safe working conditions, including access to clean water, sanitation facilities and protective gear, are essential to prevent work-related injuries and illnesses.
Consumers can also play a role by supporting companies that treat their workers fairly and boycotting those that profit from exploitation.